Namaste. Dear all, we are going to talk about COVID-19 vaccine update. Right from the beginning of the year 2020, COVID-19 has done a lot of damage to all the spheres of life. However, at the end of the year 2020, we have some good news regarding COVID-19 vaccine. We welcome Dr. Anees Sinha from Indian Institute of Public Health, Gandhinagar. He'll be explaining us in this regard. Welcome, Dr. Anees Sinha.
The year 2020 started in a disastrous mode and COVID affecting all spheres of life globally. And there were also a lot of buzz whether the vaccine for it will be available, when will it be available, what will be its efficacy, safety, and there were a lot of questions regarding this. However, in the recent time and towards the end of the 2020, we have some good news in terms of COVID vaccine, and a lot of questions that were there in the beginning have been answered. To begin with, we have two vaccines which have been developed by the US and are very promising. The first, the Pfizer, which declared their results and claims an efficacy of 95%, and the safety data are also very promising. The other, the Moderna, which also has a very high efficacy of 95%, to be precise it's 94.5%, and a good safety data. However, both these vaccines have a logistical issue, like they need to be stored at a very low temperatures, and like the Pfizer, which needs to be stored at -70 degrees, and the Moderna vaccine needs to be stored at -20 degrees, and both need to be transported also at ultra low cold temperatures. The other promising vaccine which is there is the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and the good part is like Serum Institute of India has partnered with this for its manufacturing. So this also declared their results recently, and they claimed an efficacy of 70% and with good safety data. There hasn't been any serious adverse events related to the vaccine. This was the third vaccine. The fourth one, if we look at the Russia Sputnik vaccine, which has been used in Russia in the trials, and the third phase trials are undergoing in India. The another vaccine is the Covaxin, which is indigenously developed by the ICMR and the Bharat Biotech Limited. So this is also very promising, and their phase 3 trials are undergoing. The another vaccine is the Zydus Cadila vaccine, which is again being developed in our country, and the name of the vaccine is ZyCoV-D, which is also under phase 2-3 trials. That this vaccine will also be available in future. The next update is, like, if we look at the regulator's role and the emergency use authorization. So UK has given an emergency use authorization to the Pfizer vaccine, and the vaccination has in fact started in that country. Bahrain has also given emergency use authorization. As far as India is concerned, the Pfizer, Serum Institute, that's the Oxford vaccine, and the Covaxin, all three have applied for emergency use authorization in India. So that's the latest update on the vaccine.
That's really a good news. Can you just tell us how India is positioned in terms of COVID-19 vaccine?
Now, India is definitely a big player in the vaccine market, and almost 40% of the global vaccine is manufactured and supplied to the global community, particularly in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and many other countries also. So India is definitely a big player as far as vaccine is concerned. Even if you look at the COVID vaccine, the Honorable Prime Minister has been very proactively involved, particularly giving the oversight to this entire vaccine development. And he recently visited the three major COVID vaccine developers like the Serum Institute, the Cadila, and the Bharat Biotech to take a stock of the situation, how the vaccine development and manufacturing is under process. And there has been visits by the world representatives, the ambassadors to Serum Institute. More than 100 countries, ambassadors visited Serum Institute. Recently, some 60 countries representatives visited Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad. So India is definitely going to be a big player, and more importantly, the vaccines which have been developed by the US, the Pfizer and Moderna, is going to be much more expensive compared to the vaccines that are being developed in our country. And logistically also the vaccines like Covaxin, Covishield, which is being developed by the Oxford, and the Zycov-D, the Sputnik, they all can be stored and transported at +2 to +8 degrees Celsius. So logistically this vaccine becomes very, very important in all low and middle income countries like the Asian, African and the Latin American countries. So they are looking at India, how India will be supporting this global requirement of the vaccine. Of course, the Indian requirement will also be looked into, but India is also in a position to help in this regard the other countries as far as COVID vaccines is concerned.
That's really a wonderful news. So India will be a key player. Dr. Sinha, considering the huge population, can you tell us how COVID-19 vaccination will be implemented in India, along with some of their challenges?
As far as our country is concerned, the good news is the vaccine is available, and if everything goes right, very shortly we will see the reality coming true that the implementation may begin. Now where we stand today is Serum Institute of India, the Covishield vaccine, the Covaxin, the ICMRs and Bharat Biotech and the Pfizer, they all three have applied for the emergency use authorization to the Indian regulator, the Central Drug Standards Control Organization, and they have referred the data that was submitted to them and the details by the Covaxin and Covishield to the subject expert committee, and subject expert committee has asked for more data, particularly on efficacy and safety, and then they will convene their meetings, and then the further process of granting the limited license that we call as the emergency use authorization. So this is as far as vaccine. The other thing is the logistical and the operational component of it. On the other hand, the government of India, along with the various states and local bodies, have begun their preparation of implementation of this mega campaign that is to be conducted, and they have also prioritized who will get the vaccine first. And looking at the COVID data that we have from March till date, the objective of this entire vaccination to begin with will be, number one is to save the healthcare system, and number two, to prevent the deaths. So this is the two priorities on which the government has decided who will get the vaccine first, and accordingly the entire healthcare workers, from doctors to paramedics to nursing staff, they will be getting the vaccine first. Then the frontline workers like the police, the sanitation workers and others, the defense forces, they will be getting the second. Then those above 50 years, because we have seen the mortality due to COVID is much more, almost 75 to 80% of all deaths due to COVID has occurred in those above 50 years of age, and then those below 50 years with comorbidities. So this together will be around 30 crore to 40 crore population that will be covered in this drive initially, and then as per the availability of the vaccine, the further course of action will be there. So by the end of 21, government is actually planning to vaccinate almost 60 to 80 crores of the population. Looking at the challenges of organizing such a massive scale campaign, number one, the government to address this have used a very robust digital platform named as CoWIN for vaccine logistic management and also the beneficiary part of the management. Like beneficiaries need to be registered, and then they will get an SMS from which site they should visit and which date and time. So a digital platform will be used to address this challenge. Then we have another challenge is of the cold chain system. We already have a robust cold chain mechanism throughout the country with over 27,000 cold chain points located in different parts of the country, but definitely this need to be augmented to address some of these issues of the cold chain. So our government is also in the process to augment this existing infrastructure of cold chain mechanism. The third is the communication. The communication strategy need to be developed to ensure that people and the various stakeholders have confidence in the vaccine program and come forward to get these vaccines.
That's a big news. So hope we will be having vaccination drives soon in India. Dr. Sinha, do you have any other messages to give to the community?
Yeah, so the first and foremost that The COVID protocol community should continue to follow that. What I mean to say is, even if the vaccinations start and the vaccine will be available very soon, maybe right from the beginning of January itself, it looks so promising now. But then the COVID preventive protocols like the use of mask, sanitization of the hand, and the social distancing norms. So these three need to be strictly adhered to ensure we are safe from COVID. The other thing is, you should have a lot of confidence in the vaccine itself and should not be swayed away by the social media rumors, and should have confidence in the regulator, because regulator will be giving permission only after looking at all efficacy safety data. So the community at large should have a confidence, and they should continue to follow what we call as SMS, social distancing, mask and hand sanitization. Thank you.
Thank you for providing such an insightful information regarding COVID-19 vaccination.